Hello, this is Rudy Puente, CG51 instructor and counselor at Cabrillo College. Today, I would like to share with you the CSU General Education transfer pattern. Let's start by logging into cabrillo.edu, Academics and Careers, Academic Counseling. We scroll down, we click on CSU, and once here, we're going to click on this pattern. This brings us to the Cabrillo College 2020-2021 CSU General Education pattern. There's a few things you want to keep in mind when using this sheet. First off, any student who is looking to transfer to a California State University, CSU, must have a minimum of a 2.0 or higher transfer GPA. They also must complete at least 60 CSU transferable units. At Cabrillo, any course that is numbered 1 through 99 is CSU transferable. If you have courses from another school, it's always important that you work with a Cabrillo counselor to determine if they are CSU transferable. Number 2, the CSU pattern requires that you complete at least 30 units of general education. And this will tell you a little bit more details about that. If your goal is to earn a degree from Cabrillo, you want to make sure that you take a course that's multicultural. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. Number 4, the major has requirements that you have to complete. Because your focus is to transfer, it's really important that you focus specifically on what the school or schools that you're considering transferring to require for you to complete. Remember, this sheet is simply general education and not necessarily major prep. When in doubt, or if you have more questions, always check with the Cabrillo counselor so that he or she can assist you. When you complete this sheet on both ends, you are most likely going to have 39 units. Now keep in mind that it is recommended that you complete your general ed with a few exceptions. However, it is required that you at least complete 30 units of general ed. So notice the difference, 39 recommended, 30 required. Of those 30 units required, that must include all of Area A and B4, also referred to as Golden 4. Area A1 is communications. You are required to take a class from this area. Area A2 is English language, and you're required to take a course from this area. Area 3 is critical thinking, and you are required to take a course from this area. I know you're probably wondering, what are all these courses? And those are all very good questions, or that is a very good question. My recommendation to you is pull out your catalog or pull out your schedule of classes and start reading to determine what these different courses are so that you can make the best choice possible. Moving on to the next area. This area is known as Area B. There's a B1, and for that requirement, we're going to pick a physical science class. For B2, you are required to pick a life forms class. And for Area B3, that's your lab. So if in B1 or B2, you take a course with the little asterisk, you are completing B3. The little asterisk here represents a lab. Now, if you took a B1 from this area and a B2 from this area, and neither course had an asterisk, that basically means you don't have a lab and B3 is missing. The B4 is your math. That is another key requirement. Just like area A1, A2, and A3, B4 is a key requirement. When we think about math, most students at Cabrillo that are non-science majors will take either Math 12, Statistics, or Math 10, which is general math. Now, that doesn't mean those are your only two options. There's many other options. This might be a question you could pose a counselor like myself or another Cabrillo counselor to determine what is the best class for me. We then go into the arts and humanities, also known as the C area. You need a C1 course, and all these courses right here are arts. You need a C2 course, and all those courses right here go into the C2. Once you've completed a C1 and you've completed a C2, you are being asked to complete a third course, an additional C1 or another C2, and you're asked to place it down here. We then go into the social sciences, and you are recommended to take a history with a little asterisk. The reason being is CSU requires all their students to have a U.S. history in order to graduate from their campus. Cabrillo has different history classes that fulfill this requirement. For example, History 14, History 15, History 17A, right? That's just a few, but there's others. This is where your catalog comes in, and it can tell you exactly what history classes have the little asterisk by them and what they are. What is the description, basically, in other words? Political science with the little asterisk is either intro to government or American political thought. And the third one is another course from this general ed of your like, whether it's health science or sociology or anthropology, you name it. It's your call. And that would be your third one. This is more of an extra line that's in here, so you can ignore it because you only need 3 requirements. 1, 2, 3. The last area for general ed is lifelong learning and self-development, also known as the E area. For this E area, CG 51 fits into this area. However, CG 51 is only 1 unit, whereas this area is 3. How can I fix this? Or how can I make up the deficiency of the 2 units? What you can do is you can enroll in a athletic conditioning course, dance activity course, or kinesiology activity course. And as long as you complete 2 units in either 2 of these courses, or maybe 1 course is 2 units, combined with the CG51, that would give you the 3 units that you need to fulfill this particular area. You'll notice here it says multicultural studies requirement. Keep in mind that this is required for any AA Cabrillo grants you, or sometimes an AS. It's also required for an AA or AS. However, if you are aiming to earn an AAT, Associate of Arts Transfer, or AST, Associate of Science Transfer, you are not required to complete a multicultural class. When in doubt, check with a counselor. You'll notice here that the major is left blank, and we have done that on purpose because, once again, this general ed sheet is simply general education. It's not an advising sheet for any particular major at any CSU. This is where the counselor can come in and work with you to determine what course or courses do I need to transfer. And so when you meet with a counselor, he or she will help you determine the best plan forward for you. I hope this was helpful. Don't be shy and do ask questions.